Let's shift focus now to the concerning rise in COVID numbers. So amid the rise in cases in the national capital, now the Delhi government will be holding a review meet today on COVID strategy. Mask mandate and also hybrid mode of education are some of the aspects that are likely to be discussed.
In the last 24 hours, Delhi has recorded 632 COVID cases with a positivity rate at 4.42%. Remember, Delhi had made wearing masks voluntary from April 2nd. Let me go across to our correspondent Shireen for more details on this. Shireen, good morning. A very important meeting that is going to take place in the national capital today, where DDMA is going to review the COVID SOP, which is in place in Delhi. Any indication so far as to what Delhiites can expect?
Well, there is going to be a fresh guideline is what our sources have been telling us, because the cases in the national capital are increasing. Specifically, when we talk about schools, there are about 2 to 3 schools where children along with the staff has in fact been tested positive. So a fresh guideline is very much expected. And specifically when we talk about the voluntary use of masks, that is something that will...
All right, we seem to have lost that link with Shireen, but this is a crucial meet that is going to be taking place today, and we are standing by for it. We have to wait and watch whether the government in Delhi brings back that mask mandate and also the hybrid mode of education. Remember, children had been waiting to go back to school. The physical class had started, but there were too many cases that were reported out of schools in the national capital region. In fact, Sharon is back with us on the broadcast. Yes, Sharon, just make your point. You were saying something when the network really interrupted you.
Well, this is a very crucial meeting because we are seeing that the cases are in fact increasing in the national capital. So two things that will of course be keeping in mind is the fresh guidelines, whether there are going to be fresh guidelines that will be implemented on ground. Apart from that, the voluntary use of masks, because it was in fact decided that people can actually voluntarily wear masks if they want to. But now whether it is going to be mandatory is something that will be discussed in this meeting. Apart from that, the hybrid mode of teaching as well, that is something that is going to be discussed in the meeting. Overall, we are seeing that the doctors and other the experts are going to be part of this meeting, who will in fact be giving their advices and suggestions based on which final decisions will be taken.
Right, Shireen, thank you so much for getting us all those details. Earlier, we spoke to COVID expert and chairman of Medanta, Dr. Naresh Trehan, on the urban debate. Let's take a look at what Dr. Trehan has to say about the current rise in COVID cases.
The basic thing that we have to watch out for is that how rapidly is it spreading, because the numbers have gone up exponentially. The number went up to 7.7% positivity a couple of days ago. It's now 4.4 today. So overall, it's something that is ringing alarm bells. So we should be now again, like we say, alert about what's going to happen in the coming days. So what did happen in the last few days or last few weeks was that masks were discontinued. I think it's important to go back to masking, because that's the only protection we really have. I think that the public should know that there is definitely a protection from the booster dose. So those who have actually completed 9 months, I think they should actually get vaccinated as fast as possible, because they should not risk themselves and exposed to what is happening. Because if you see what's happening in Shanghai, I mean, it's a very disturbing picture. In spite of them locking up the whole city and very, very stringent measures, the numbers are still climbing. I mean, 5,000-6,000 a day. So I think that this is a clear alert warning, and the government is actually monitoring real time around the different districts, and there is real time information coming. So I think that the monitoring is in place, and we should respond quickly rather than be complacent. So this is time for concern.
Amid concerns over rising COVID cases, Centre has written to 5 states asking them to take required steps for effective management of COVID-19. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written to Delhi, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra and also Mizoram on the increasing positivity rate and also spike in COVID cases, emphasizing that they should follow the 5-step strategy of testing, tracking, treating, vaccination and adherence to COVID-appropriate behavior.